Okay, good morning, everyone. The recording has started, and I'm going to go here and people are muted. Well, good morning. Today is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2019, and this is the Healing the Heart of America program. And our topic today is going to be money madness, a great phrase suggested by someone here. I think that was you. And it includes, the whole, we use the phrase the 1%, but the whole astounding wealth distribution in America and the world, and includes the craziness of our deficit financing for decades now, or I don't know for how long, and the tremendous debt that we built up, the biggest ever, and it includes the whole problem with our money supply, and how we just create money out of thin air. That's how the banks do it. They just create money just like that. If you don't know that, it's an amazing story to read about it. But that's just to give us a brief overview. We want to address all these from the perspective of the heart, of course. So let's begin by sitting up straight, sitting comfortably, and just putting our hands on our heart. I saw a book once on the ancient postures of power, and this was one of them. And it's, of course, the power of the heart. And just by holding our hands here, we start to say good morning to our hearts. We wake them up. Yeah, it's like a good morning kiss to our hearts here, huh? And just begin to breathe directly into your heart. Filling it with that nourishing life force, energy, prana, chi, whatever we want to call it. And maybe we begin to feel the heartbeat through our fingers, through our palms. And what a gift to know that our heart is here, the center of our energetic body. Really our greatest supporter, the great leader in our lives, the deep wishes of our hearts. One last deep, full breath into our hearts. And then just let your hands down. And let's go into the second way we connect with our hearts. Heart rhythm meditation. Connecting the rhythm of our heartbeat to the rhythm of our breathing. And let's just begin by sitting up straight again. Letting the head maybe swing a little bit back and forth just to allow itself to align, the spine straight. And just begin to watch the breath. Just an easy, idle curiosity. What's the state of my breath this morning? And after a minute or so of just watching our breath, let's begin fully exhaling and fully inhaling. Go ahead, feel free to use those abdominal muscles. Pull them all the way back to the spine. And just notice what shifts happen within our state, within our experience when we start this very full breathing, filling our bodies with this energy. What do you notice? Whatever it is, it's the right thing to notice. There's no right or wrong experience here. We're just connecting. Connecting and accepting, all a form of loving our body, loving our breathing. And when you're ready, just connect to your heartbeat. Perhaps you can just feel it directly. Or if not, simply feel your pulse on your wrist or your throat. And the final fallback is just simply breathe rhythmically to a count, say, of 6 or 8. I'll use 8. So inhale to 8 heartbeats. Exhale to 8 heartbeats. Inhale to 8 heartbeats. Exhale to 8 heartbeats. Just this simple act of restoring rhythm in our system allows us to connect to the rhythm of the earth, the pulsing of the magnetic body of the earth, the rhythm of all creation. And let's just ask, by way of setting an intention, is it okay with us if we live in rhythm with all creation? In these past 4 days, we've been working with the elemental breaths. Excuse me. We started with the earth breath, in and out through the nostrils, bringing the energy of the earth up, and then back down. And then we began the water breath, inhaling and allowing the water to just shower down upon us. Inhaling through our nostrils, exhaling through our slightly open lips. And then we went to the fire breath. Inhaling through slightly open lips, exhaling through our nostrils. Inhaling into our solar plexus, bringing the light up into our hearts. Exhaling through our nose. And then we went to the air breath yesterday. Breathing in through our lips and back out. Typically it's done inhaling through our forehead, third eye, down into the heart. Exhaling. And you might think these are the only 4 patterns of breathing. But the 5th element is space, the ether element, akasha, however we want to describe it. It actually envelops all 4. All 4 of these elements exist inside of space, inside of the ethers. And the breathing pattern, it's a little unique, but you'll get it pretty quickly, is inhaling through both the nose and the mouth simultaneously, and exhaling through the nose and the mouth simultaneously. So let's just play with that and be easy with it. It'll come. And just check what your experience is here. Eventually you may find you discover all the space within yourself. Infinite space. We know there's vast space between atoms, molecules, whatever. The more we do this breath, the more etheric we become. The more aware we become of the space holding all of creation. And we move into oneness with that spaciousness. But we want to be connected to our heart while we do that. So maintain the rhythm. 8 heartbeats in, 8 heartbeats out. And now let's shift into the expansion of our heart. We inhale into our hearts and just allow the energetic body to start expanding outwards on the exhale. Inhale into the heart. And just where we were before with our expansion, just from there, keep on going out. And inhale into our hearts. And exhale that energetic body even further out. Fill the room. Fill the city. Fill the county. Fill the country. As far as you are comfortable going. We want to be big and expanded to allow this work of going into our hearts to be easy and smooth. So from this place in the heart, let's start examining our own personal feelings about money. So how do you feel when you think about really rich people? What thoughts come up for you? What feelings come up for you? I sent out an email yesterday, and I forget the exact statistic, but about the 8 richest people in the world, and 6 are Americans, own 40, I forget, 50% of the wealth of the world. How does that feel to you? What comes up? Do you love that? Do you say, fantastic? That's for me? Or do you say, something's wrong here? I wonder what they did to get that. Whatever your experience is, welcome it up. Love the feeling, good or bad. Love the feeling. Pull it into your hearts. And what divine quality would you like to create here? Think about these 8 richest people in the world, and you think about the homeless people in the world. Why don't we explore compassion? Or there's definitely a divine quality of prosperity. Could we allow either compassion? Could we allow prosperity for the entire world? Take a look at your own money. How much money do you have? How much money do you earn? How do you feel about that? Do you judge it? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you wish it was more? You want to change it? Are you dreaming about more money? Or are you at peace with where you are? Any of these are obviously, whatever comes up is perfectly fine. But whatever comes up, could you pull that into your heart? What comes up this time is safety. Could we allow this quality of absolute financial safety for everyone in the world to come forth? For myself, for yourself, for everyone. Whatever your experience is with money. How about earning money? What do you feel about earning money? And how do you feel about the truly rich people? Do they really earn what they get? Or is this system rigged in favor of the upper crust? Whatever that feeling is, could you welcome it up? And let that shift. I'm going to suggest we let that shift into love or forgiveness for whoever has amassed a vast fortune and cut a few corners getting there. Check to see if there's any sense of wanting to punish the super wealthy because they're not doing their fair share. Or maybe that phrase, their fair share, pulls up issues within yourself. How do you feel about that phrase, their fair share? Whatever the feeling is, can you be with it? Can you see that they're just 3 words, and we are the ones who add any charge to them? Whatever the charge is on these words, could you welcome that energy into your heart? Whether you love it, you feel it's justified, completely right, or whether you feel it's a total smear. Who is defining that fair share? And could you just sit with that energy in your heart and love those words? If you have disapproval of them, could you let go of that disapproval first? If you love them, if you think they're perfectly spot on, check to see if there's any judgment or any pride. I'm better than you because I'm doing my fair share, and you're not. Either side here. Pull the energy into your heart and allow it to shift into divine love. And let's take a look at our retirement, if we're anywhere near retirement. If you're not near it, take a look at Social Security and how do you feel about that? It's the government who says that, I think it's 2034, about 15 years, they won't be able to pay the full amount. It's running out of money. And states all across the country are looking at ways to cut out pensions that employees have earned. Corporations have unfunded pension plans. All of us have put money into Social Security or these pension plans or this or that. And it looks like it may fall apart. Who knows? Maybe there's a fix. But how do you feel about your financial security in retirement? All the money was put into the Social Security was immediately borrowed by the federal government. They passed a law saying that Social Security funds could only be used to buy U.S. bonds. Do you feel comfortable about your retirement? Either way, yes or no, pull that energy into your heart. And could we allow safety, security to rise up within us? So just to sort of squeeze the lemon here, let's imagine that the government can't pay on all of its debts, and Social Security goes bust, these pensions go busts, and we have chaos with a third of the population having no source of income. Not a pretty picture, is it? How do you feel about that? Everyone's scrambling. The poor really hurting. The retired really hurting. Can you pull in that energy into your heart and let that be transformed? The fear is lurking there already. It's in the culture. Can we pull it in? Transform the energy now so we don't have to experience it. Pull that energy into your heart and let pour out this divine quality of feeling absolutely safe in the arms of the divine. Could you be at peace with this scenario? Who knows? It might bring the country together. It might totally shift how we see our neighbors, how we see our communities. For all we know, people will come together like never before. Could we let go of seeing totally just the dark side of what happens? It's just a picture. Can we pull the picture into our hearts, fill it with love, and let it go? And let it go some more. And more. And let's go to the other side. The politicians actually get their act together and pull together the changes necessary to make Social Security and Medicare stable. At least for another 10 years. And just check to see how that feels. Does it feel like we're just kicking the can down the road? Or does it feel, I'm safe? Could be either way. Whatever feeling comes up, could you pull that feeling into your heart? Just love it. And allow it to shift into divine order. Or whatever quality you prefer. Would it be okay with us if we looked at our financial future and the future of this country from a place of absolute peace? We can choose our picture. Check to see if you have a picture for this country of disaster, of collapse, of recession, of the Great Depression. It's certainly out there in the air. Could you pull that picture, that story into your heart, love it, and let it go? It's just a picture. It's just a story. We make up stories about our future. And how many of them actually have come true over the span of your lifetime? I don't think any of us have a very high batting average on that one. So could we pull up a picture instead of a stable and secure future for the country, financially? Who knows? Maybe we get someone in office who says, we can't afford all this policing of the world, and cuts the military. And suddenly there's enough money. Who can say, right? Would it be okay with us if we greet the future with a loving and open heart? Check to see if that brings up a sense, because I just felt it, a sense of pessimism, like not too likely. And could you pull up any resistance you have to this picture, and just let that go. Now, let's take a look at our banking system. We almost had a full-on bank collapse in 2007 and 8. I think it was Lehman Brothers that collapsed. And almost all the other banks collapsed. Almost. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes scurrying, and capital was just created out of thin air through the Federal Reserve. And the banks held it together. And now, 12 years later, 11, 12 years later, housing prices are even higher. Vast amounts of capital have been poured into the country. And even though it's true we have fantastic employment rates right now, but still, the vast portion of this wealth has gone to the investors, the people who already had money. It's financial wealth. It's not tangible wealth. And you look at the homeless populations in some of our big cities. You know, there are now apps for your cell phone that tell you where it's safe to walk, not from fear of being mugged by the homeless, but by fear of outdoor sewage in these cities. There's so many people living on the streets. And we might ask, how is this possible when we are wealthier than ever? And just check to see if this picture of the homeless in many, many, many cities, they have this vast homelessness problem. How do you feel about that? What feelings come up for you? Sadness, disgust, bewilderment, judgment, whatever comes up, could you welcome that into your heart? And I'm going to just breathe out prosperity for all. Is it okay if whatever reaction comes up, we pull it into the heart, and out comes the blessing and the wish, the vision of prosperity for all? And just check to get clear. Wouldn't we rather have everyone fed, housed, and clothed? And I'm going to say, speaking to people on both sides of the political divide in this country, that everyone wants this, and they just have a question of, does it come through the government? Does it come through the nonprofit sector? How do we do it? Would it be okay with us if we simply set the intention for sustainable prosperity for everyone and let our hearts organize how it shows up? That's okay, isn't it? It's our minds that make up stories about what will happen if the government doesn't, or if the government doesn't do it. It's always the mind that makes up these stories. Could we allow the power of our collective hearts to infuse the intention of prosperity for everyone in America. Food, shelter, clothing, basic necessities. And looking at the banking system, and we've got a government with $21 trillion in debt right now, capitalized by the Federal Reserve, which is on the edge of being insolvent by every banking standard. Right on the edge. Could we look at this and from the perspective of our hearts, feel what that brings up? Imagine our Federal Reserve collapses and our currency collapses. You may say, how would this possibly happen? And I'll tell you, it's happened in at least 100 countries over the past century. Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Russia. In the 90s, everyone woke up one morning in Russia and all their savings were gone. The money was just worthless. How would that impact your life if that happened here in this country? Happened to England after World War II. Not a total collapse, but a vast devaluation of the British pound. And America did it to Britain. We threatened them. We said, get out of the Suez Canal, give it to Egypt, or we're going to call all of our debt and destroy your economy. And we had this famous Bretton Woods Agreement. The British pound devalued dramatically. And China could do this to us right now. It doesn't serve them. If all this brings up financial insecurity, that's the feeling I want. Can you welcome up that feeling of uncertainty, unknowingness, don't know how this is going to work out, don't understand it, don't like it? All of that energy, can you pull it up and let it shift into financial safety and security? That's really what holds up our dollar right now, is this almost worldwide faith in the dollar. Could we welcome up any insecurity about that? It's certainly in the culture. Love that feeling. Let it shift into complete certainty that with our hearts united, we can move forward into financial common sense. Live within our means and allow prosperity for all. Let's pull this vision up again. From our hearts, let's set the intention that this country lives with financial common sense, lives within our means, and allows prosperity for all. That's a wonderful resolve. And I think we'll end this meditation right there. So make sure you're still in your heart. Perhaps put the attention on the soles of your feet to help to be grounded to the earth. And when you're comfortable, please open up your eyes. Well, thank you all very much for joining me in that. I am someone who can be subject to dark pictures of the financial future. I have a background as a CPA, and I look at the money madness and I go, how are we going to get out of that? And it's all a question in my mind. This meditation really helped me. All a question in my mind, and America is an extraordinarily resourceful country. We can honor that and love that. So this ends the formal part of our session today. And now we do the interactive portion. People have any comments or questions or want to work with us because they've been stirred up. I see we have someone on the phone. Good morning, Jean.
Good morning. That felt really, really good.
Great. Now,
yeah, I've been in...
Aren't you up in Canada, Jean?
Pardon?
Are you up in Canada?
No.
No, all right, I got you confused. Okay.
Just across the border from it.
That's right, Seattle, okay. Good. So what's going on?
Strong Canadian roots, though.
Uh-huh.
5 generations, so.
There you go.
So that's it, maybe. I feel like I haven't been heard or seen, and I'll tell you why. Just in the last week, some really bizarre stuff. My friend almost ran over me twice. I went to an event last night, and I RSVP'd, and didn't realize I had. Then I was on the phone this morning with an issue with my bill, and 75 minutes later, still didn't get any resolution. And I also was spammed, where I don't know if it's ransomware or what it is, but so all of that.
Okay.
So I've been in a mood for the last couple of days about how it hijacked my computer. About this yesterday, but all the rest.
Gotcha. So not being seen, not being heard, and being jerked around by life.
Yeah, I guess that'd be accurate.
Anybody else have that here?
I think it's enough, and I'm sure a lot of people, can relate to that.
Yeah. So what's your first thought or feeling that comes up about all this?
Oh, anger because I can't control it.
Yeah. So that's a lacking, wanting control feeling. So everyone, and I'll say it to you, Jean, but it's for everyone, find out where you feel out of control in your life. What do you want to fix? What do you want to change? Where are you saying, this shouldn't be happening to me?
In life, in terms of employment and money coming in, and now I've written this book, and now that my computer's, I have to probably have it fixed or get a new one, or I don't know what. It's stopping me from achieving my goals of going forward with my book, because I was going to do some more, go see some more agents, send some proposals and query letters.
Jean? Okay.
Yes.
We got the story. We want the energy.
Okay.
We want the energy. All right? So can you welcome up that whole frustrating lack of control feeling?
Right.
Can you welcome it up some more?
Yes.
And welcome it up some more.
Yes.
And it's just energy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All those things, every one of them, if you got a story, you got some energy on there. Would it be okay with you if you just pulled it up? Hold it up. And could you pull that into your heart? And what divine quality would you like to shift this into? Divine order comes up for me, but what's right for you?
What divine quality, you said?
Divine, yes. So I'd say divine order, or you might say ease. What quality would you like?
You mean like faith? I
Yeah,
guess faith. Faith is the first thing.
Faith? Perfect. So could you welcome up all this energy and let it shift into faith?
Yes.
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 Welcome up some more.
Yes.
And let it shift into faith.
Yes.
And more.
Yes.
And what are you feeling right now?
A sense of control.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So would it be okay for you if all these things, when they happen, you feel that little bit of energy coming up, you feel it, you pull it into your heart, you move it into faith, and I'll change this into a more secular phrase for other people who aren't religious. You change it into the sense of you know that you know that you know this is going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be okay with you?
It'd be great. Yes, it would be more than okay.
Yeah, so pull up this. Oops. Jean, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so pull up this sense of your frustration with your computer being hijacked or spammed or hacked or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And can you allow yourself to sit with the energy of just knowing that you know that you know that this is going to work out?
Yes.
You can, can't you?
Yes,
and
I really do feel. Mm-hmm.
All these people who don't hear you, who don't see you, could you pull that frustration up? Okay.
I'm just laughing. I'm thinking about the friend almost running me over.
Yeah. And is that wanting safety or is that wanting to be seen, to be loved?
Wanting safety.
Yeah. So can you welcome up that unsafe feeling?
Oh my. Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. And it's just a feeling, isn't it?
Yes.
And you managed to be safe even though your friend couldn't see you, right?
Yes.
Would it be okay with you if you greet these situations with utter faith, utter knowing that you know that you know that you're resourceful enough to be safe all the time?
Mhm.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yes.
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 Yes. And can you let that be even stronger?
Yes.
Yes. And is it okay with you if you live from this place of safety?
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Is it okay with you if you live from this place of safety?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Good. And not being heard on the phone. You can't get something done 75 minutes. I've never heard of that happening, by the way. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So could we all welcome up our frustration with that and just check in? Let's discriminate for a minute. Notice that we're responding out of habit with frustration. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like a habit that we have. Does that habit serve us? Would we feel better responding with frustration or responding with love?
Right.
How about you, Jean? You want to be frustrated or want to be loving?
Yeah, I feel as if I have more faith.
Yes. Good.
It's something I've been lacking a long time.
Okay. So could we all allow a new habit to arise? We've got the habit of being frustrated. Now we're going to have the habit of moving into our hearts and living from our hearts.
Okay.
Okay. And how about that fatigue? How's that doing for you?
It's not working for me. It's not working for me. I don't seem to have the energy like I did.
Yeah.
So it's funny you picked up.
Yeah, well, we can hear the yawns. I'm thinking, Are we being boring here? And I know we're not.
Not a chance. No, not at all.
Gosh, listen, we all do it. So let's all just welcome up our resistance to fatigue. How we don't like our fatigue.
Right.
And does that disliking our fatigue make it go away?
Yes.
It doesn't, yeah. So could we instead be grateful that our bodies function properly?
Yes.
Yes. And could we love and honor our bodies and be with fatigue and perhaps allow it to shift?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, Jean, how are you doing?
Much better. I think I'm ready to take a nap.
Yeah, that might be the right thing to do. Okay.
I'm kind of feeling like I need to.
And what happens is we stir up a lot of energy in these things, and sometimes sleep is just the right thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I rejected sleeping in the morning. I just reject it. So
I get you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jean. I think we're good here.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Heidi, is that a wish to come up here? We have a live person here. We can hook that up. You're usually good for some juicy frustration.
Usually. So what came up for me with this was noticing that not only do I have a fear of not having enough money, but I have a fear of having money. And I felt that maybe that contributed to allowing those who feel entitled to have a lot of money to maintain that. And I know you don't like story, but I just want to add one in here that 10 years ago or so when Mom died and we all got a small inheritance, you made a very good piece of advice to me to tuck that money away in the bank for a year so that I could have the consciousness as a woman who had a small chunk of money and get accustomed to that feeling. And I couldn't do it. I invested it and the investment went south.
Right.
So I am aware that I would really like to attract more money, and that I am afraid of making bad decisions, or what am I going to do with it, and I feel out of control about it.
Fantastic. I'm sure you're not alone. So for all you on the phone, this is my sister Heidi talking about our inheritance. Let's put that in context. And I gave her that advice because I had made millions in the 80s and then promptly lost it all. And what I realized happened was I did not have the energetic body. Money is energy, and I didn't have the energetic body to sustain that money. So the advice I give everyone who comes into a chunk of money is put it in the bank for a year. Take 10%, have fun with it, donate 10%, whatever, but take the bulk of it and put it in the bank for a year while your energetic body gets used to being that person. And it's harder to do than you think, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, because all this stuff, our old patterns come up. Okay? So Heidi, how do you feel about having lost that money?
I'm disapproving of myself.
Yes.
For having an impulsive reaction and not checking it out fully.
Good. So that disapproval of yourself, is that working for you?
No.
No. So everyone who's disapproving of yourself for how your financial blueprint looks, could you let go of disapproving of that pattern in your life? Find the disapproval, find where you judge yourself, where you beat yourself up, welcome it up, and just pull it into your heart or just be with it and let it heal, let it shift. So is there some wanting control here, Heidi? Or wanting approval, wanting to be safe? What comes up most for you?
Right now, there is wanting to be safe.
Wanting to be safe. So check where you all feel unsafe about money. You know, here's my history with money. You know, 90% of Americans are living on the edge all the time. Check. Welcome up that disapproval of that unsafe feeling of that, and just let it shift into safety, into love, into faith. Because here's the other side of that experience. Haven't we really been well enough all these years, even with that pattern? Isn't that true, Heidi?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah. Life has worked anyway.
Yes, it has.
So what we're doing is we're looking at ourselves, our own patterns compared to other people, and we're saying, my pattern's not good enough. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So could we all give ourselves some love and approval? Pull up the feeling of not being good enough. It's just a feeling, it's just energy. And let that energy go. Let that move into the recognition that at our core we are divine beings. Our hearts are the center point of our creation, of our world. And how could we possibly be not good enough? You guys get the absurdity of it? We're choosing experiences in this life, and then we're saying, because I've chosen to have these for my spiritual growth, I'm not good enough. Can you feel that absurdity, Heidi? Can you look at your life and say, wow, I am great? No matter how it looks compared to this person's or this person's or this person's. You get that?
I still have kind of a clutch in my heart.
Good.
And what's coming up for me is I'm not in another country where pollution is really heavy, or part of our country, and I have enough air to breathe, so I don't worry or think about that. I just breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And the same with water. I know I have purified water in my house. I have plenty of water. I would like to feel that way with money, and I don't feel that way.
Gotcha. So, and you don't like that, do you?
I don't like that. I want to feel free with
Right.
money, no matter whether it's little or a lot. That it's a flow.
So you're feeling out of control here.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. Did you welcome the out of control feeling?
Yes.
And just pull it up and just let the feeling go. Let the feeling shift. When we let go of the out of control feeling so we can shift into having control. Could you welcome that up? That lacking control feeling so you can have control here.
So I just shifted into noticing that I do have control over every single financial choice I make,
Yes.
and I have disapproval over it.
Yes. And could you welcome up that disapproval?
Yes.
Okay, you have a long history of all the stuff you're disapproving of. Okay? And yet, in fact, you've lived a full, comfortable life, haven't you?
I have.
Yes, you have. And you have a good life.
Yes, I have a good life.
Yeah. You got lucky with your husband.
He got lucky with me.
Seriously. Okay, so you made all these decisions and you're beating yourself up for it. This is really smart, isn't it?
Mm.
Right? And we all do it. Okay, this is that habit business. We think that by beating ourselves up, there's some benefit to it. And usually it's, if I beat myself up, nobody else is going to beat me up. Okay? Beat myself up first, contract.
I'll get me before you can get me.
Yeah, I'll get me before you can get me.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's not a winning formula. Right? So is it okay with you if you shift that pattern, Heidi?
Yes.
Yes, and every time you find yourself beating yourself up and disapproving, could you go, oh, here's my friend that I'm loving, my old pattern, that I'm loving enough to let it change. Would that be okay with you?
Yes.
Yes. And who are you trying to impress by having better financial decisions? Who are you thinking, oh, if I do this, then I'm assuming this is true, maybe it's not. If I do this, then people are going to think, oh, she's very smart, or oh, that Heidi Wynn, she's amazing. Anybody like that?
Yeah, my brothers.
Your brothers.
And Susie.
Never coming.
You'll never approve of me enough. Huh? My brothers and Susie Orman.
That's great. Great. Okay. So, could you let go of wanting approval from your brothers?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you welcome that? And everybody has someone in their lives they're looking for approval from. Maybe it's your parents who are long dead. I don't know. Could you welcome up this wanting approval? And imagine never, ever, ever getting approval from your brothers. How does that feel?
Yeah, I know that one.
So pull up that energy, whatever that is. Notice it's just energy. Okay?
It's my energy. It's my picture.
It's your energy. It's your picture. And you've had this fabulous life, even without your brother's approval.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be fair here for a second. Do your brothers approve of you somewhat?
Yes, they do.
They do. Yes, we do, don't we? We all love you. We're amazed at what you pull off and scratch our heads at how you do it. Okay? And it's true of your parents, too, you guys. Your parents actually love you. They actually approve of you. They may not ever admit it if you have the old-fashioned parents. But could you welcome up whoever it is you want approval from and realize you already have it? Okay? So imagine the rest of your life goes on the same way. Your brother's scratching their head at some of the things you do and marveling at other things you do. Could you be at peace with this?
Yes.
Yes. And could you give your brothers freedom to think whatever they want to think?
Yes.
Yes. Because you want that freedom too, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. And the more you have a remarkable life, don't your brothers honor and respect you the more?
Yes.
Yes. Okay? And that's how it is, isn't it?
Yes.
So is it okay if you get off this hamster run of always trying to get approval?
Yes.
That doesn't work, does it?
Right.
It just doesn't work. It gets tiresome.
Yes.
And Susie Orman, I have bad news for you. She doesn't care a bit.
Yes.
Have you ever called in and talked to her?
No.
No.
Just read her responses, and she's pretty fierce.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, good. So let's all imagine we're talking to Susie Orman, and she's just busting us for our financial choices. Some of us are just going to laugh. Like, who is she? You've given her some power, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes. But
she's right and I'm wrong.
Yeah. And does it work for her to recognize that there are people out who just manifest miracles in their lives left and right? Can she publicly say, yeah, that's you, then go ahead and do that? Or is that not really appropriate for her?
It's not really her place.
It's not her place, is it?
No.
It's just beyond her. She has a set, very valuable package of knowledge that she's delivering very well.
Yes.
Okay? And you may not fit inside that mold. All right? So
that's right.
Imagine trying to go get approval from her when you don't live in that mold. That's really smart. Your brother's disapproving you now.
I welcome that.
Okay. All right. Could you welcome up what you've done, how you've given your power away by letting her define your life?
Yes.
Okay. And could you just love her for what she does?
Mm-hmm.
She does a great job, doesn't she?
She does.
Yeah. And is it okay with you if you take this fear of the future financially as a great spiritual practice?
Yes.
Okay? So imagine this fear of the future that you have, this financial fear of the future, turns out to be the process that allows you to live in peace all the time. Would that be okay with you?
Yes.
And then when that's done, would you not look back at this fear and be utterly grateful for it? If this is, if you pull up this fear every time, you let it go until you're totally in peace. You see where I'm going?
Yes.
So 5 years from now, you're totally in peace and your finances are fine. Would it be okay with you if you look back at this financial fear right now with utter gratitude?
Yes, and I'd rather not wait 5 years. I'd rather at the end of this call feel like gratitude and at peace with my money.
Good. And could you feel gratitude and at peace with this fear?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's good.
Okay. Everybody else,
I feel that right here.
check out your financial fear. And we all see it as bigger than us and powerful and scary. Could we look upon it as a great ally that's teaching us a wonderful lesson? And we allow ourselves to move into gratitude, move into your hearts, read it with gratitude, and be at peace with it. Is that okay with you, Heidi?
That's okay with me. And what comes up, the picture that I now have in my mind is that if I am one of those 6 or 8 people that have the proportion of the wealth in the world, that if I'm in the arms of the divine, I would do good with it. I would help.
Yes.
I would spread it. And I would make a difference in changing that proportion. And I would be safe in the arms of the divine with that.
And is it okay with you if we all look upon you as being a good person?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Good. And that picture is perfect. That picture is perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm okay with having a lot of money, and I'm okay with having a fear about having a lot of money.
Good. And are you okay with having just a normal amount of money, whether you have fear or not?
I'm okay with having a normal amount of money or a little more.
Not quite okay, huh?
Well, I'm okay. I am okay. I am okay with it. And I welcome if there's an opportunity for more.
I get you.
I welcome that too.
I get you.
But I am okay with what I have.
Good. Perfect. So you can be at peace with what you have right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been here before,
Yes.
wherever you are. I don't know where you are.
Yes.
But you've been here before. We all have, and it's okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. We need to go anywhere?
No. We
All
need
right.
to go nowhere. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was great, Heidi. Thank you so much. So it's now 10 after 10. Unless someone is chafing at the bit to do some work. Oh, you are. Come on up. Come on up.
My response to Heidi being able to look back and be okay with, the fear is a lesson, etc. I couldn't go there.
Gotcha.
I'm like, I'm tired of lessons.
Okay.
I need a break. I
Good.
need like a smooth road for
All
a little bit,
Okay. So
I'm trying to get there.
good. So
But it was helpful. Everything was so helpful that
I
you
got
did.
you.
with
Good.
her.
So can you just take a breath into your heart? Now your energy actually works better when you don't cross your legs. Is that okay?
I always cross them though.
I know. Good. So Janet,
Yeah.
could you breathe into your heart again? So, not liking lessons. Could you
Not
love
too
the...
many at once.
Yeah, too many at once. So can you welcome that feeling of there being too many at once? And just be with it very gently. Is that okay with you?
I'm starting, okay.
Yeah, just be with it. You don't need to do anything with it. Just be with it. And can you move into your heart some more? Is that okay with you? To move into your heart some more?
I'm working at it.
It's okay. So just breathe into your heart.
I've been on a cleanse for 8 days, so I'm kind of edgy from Pitta as well. You know?
Oh, good. Oh, good. So we're dealing with a lot of stuff. So, yeah, so you're very fresh, very raw.
Yes, very well.
Very raw. Good. So, could you just breathe more deeply? Into your heart. Out of your heart. Into your heart. In fact, why don't you put those hands right over your heart right now, okay? And what happens when you put your hands in your heart?
Well, it helps a little. I feel the warmth and helps my attention
Nice.
to go there.
Nice.
You know, so I'm like 20% there.
20% there. So I'm going to ask you to do something that probably nobody's asked you to do since you were in grade school. So I'd like you to hum a little bit. Whatever song you want to hum. Can you do that? Make it nice nasal hum. Come on, keep going. Why don't everybody hum here? Try this. You better hum, Janet. So, Janet, when you hum, it's you know, this is actually an old Sufi technique, the humming, to pull people out of their angst.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And now modern science is saying, you can put your hands down if you want. Now modern science is saying that when you hum, the nasal sinuses release nitrous oxide, like laughing gas.
Cool.
And so your mood smooths out. So how are you feeling right now?
A little better.
A little better? Good. Is it okay with you if you just allow yourself to pull up all the feelings about how you're raw, how you're on edge, how you're on a cleanse? They're just feelings, right?
Yeah.
Could you just pull those feelings up? Let them go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. The first sigh I've heard from you. Yeah. So could you again just pull up all these feelings? You know, you've been cleansing for a week. Stuff's coming up. You want a break. And is it okay with you if you take a break?
I'm breaking the fast, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Is it okay with you if you take a break?
Yeah.
Break the
I
fast.
need to.
Realize, wow, there's a period where you just can do it, and there's a period where it's the wrong time to do it.
Right.
Okay?
This is it, yeah.
Can you honor that wisdom within yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, be gentle on yourself when you break your fast, right? Your cleanse. You know all that stuff.
Yeah.
And don't drink any water. Right?
No.
Drink a lot of water. You know the story.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you feeling right now?
A little relief.
Good. So is it okay with you if you see yourself as whole and perfect?
Okay.
Okay? Could you welcome up the feeling of being broken, all these things wrong and off? Just let that feeling go. And allow yourself to pull up the picture of yourself as being this divine goddess. Now, you've been there before, haven't you?
Yeah, very many times.
Many times. Is it okay with you if you pull up that memory and let yourself shift into that? Instead of dealing with everything that's wrong, just pull that back. How would you sit if you were a divine goddess? Yeah. How would you smile? Yes. Okay.
This is how I'll smile after breakfast.
Yes. Okay. So all this energy is running through your body, and now you're starting to pull in an old pattern, right?
Yeah.
The divine goddess pattern. Powerful. Is it okay if all this energy running through your body that's sort of raw, if you just allow that to shift into divine power?
Yes.
Yes. Could you allow that some more?
Yes.
Yes. Look at that. From the earth to the sky, from the heavens to the earth, right?
Time to connect heaven and earth.
Time to connect heaven
Pull
and
it
earth.
in.
There you go. And is there some deep issue going on that really scares you?
Many.
Let's pick one. Pick one.
Whoa.
You don't have to overthink it. What's the first one that pops in your mind? They're all going to be the same.
Well, yeah, just that I never make enough money
Never make enough money.
and struggle and exhaust myself.
Struggling, you exhaust yourself. So there you are. You've got this history of never making enough money, and you have to struggle and exhaust yourself. Right? Okay? And still you lived a pretty good life. Right? You know?
Yes, it's true.
People love you, people respect you.
Some do.
Some do. Enough do. Some do. I do, certainly. Okay? Look at the people here. Can you open your eyes and look at them? Think they love you? Yeah, could you take that in? Take it in some more. And who else are you wanting love from? Whoever they are, you don't have to list them. Can you pull them up in your mind?
Mm-hmm.
And could you give them love instead of wanting love from them?
Yes.
And if they're withholding love from you, it means they don't have it to give it to you, right?
Right.
Right. So could you forgive them for that?
Yes.
You know, it's like asking a guy who's broke for some money,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then you blame him for it.
Yeah.
You know, it means that they're in their own pain and they don't have love at the time.
Yeah.
Is it okay if you look at everyone like that? And let me ask you,
Yeah.
which would feel better for you? Have everybody love you all the time, or for you to love everyone all the time?
Me to love everyone all the time.
Yeah, that's really true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So could you send some love and approval to those people?
Yes.
And more love and approval?
Mm-hmm.
And do you disapprove of yourself for not loving everyone all the time?
I understand. You know, I'm working on it.
Okay. So no big disapproval, just work in progress there.
Yeah, work in progress.
Work of art. That's a nice picture of you. That you're a work of art in process. So, I actually like this picture a lot of you. So is it okay with you if that's an easy process for you to truly bloom? Is it okay with you if it's easy to shift your pattern about money and let money flow in easily.
Mhm.
Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yes. So what in your life are you trying to control?
And then my email list too. You know, I've gotten the flack from the TMers about sending your email. So
Yes.
I'm like, I knew that was going to happen.
And it did.
I can take it. I'm tough enough. Not really.
Yeah.
And I kind of like,
So first of
you're
all,
right. I had no right to do that. I shouldn't have done it. I was just saying, what the hell, you know?
I got you. So first of all, can you acknowledge
Mhm.
that you knew something was going to happen and then it happened?
Yeah, surprised.
That's a nice experience, though, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, but it was only one so far.
I know.
There's more coming.
Hardly any at all, right?
Right.
Hardly any at all. And she has a legitimate complaint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So could you?
Yeah, this is a stretch for her.
It's a stretch for her. So could you greet her with love?
Mhm.
Yeah, just love her.
Yeah.
Could you love her some more?
Mhm.
And all the ones that are still coming.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, do you feel the fear there? Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, fear it appear, right?
Yeah.
Would it be okay with you if you welcome with that fear and just let that go? And let it go some more. So how big is that fear? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being...
Well, I'm always, you know, torn between the pain of my hunger and what I'm dealing with, you know, so.
Aha. It's very tricky doing this when all the body's going crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just pick a number, 0 to 10, 10 being total fear, 3 being moderate or this or that.
A 4.
About a 4. So good. So could you work with that fear? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's just a feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
So could you welcome with that feeling and let it shift into certainty? Is that okay?
Yeah.
You want to pick something else?
Work up the fear and turn it into certainty.
Or if you want to turn it into peace?
Peace, yeah.
So could you welcome up the fear, move it into your heart, wherever you're feeling it, move it into your heart, and let it shift into peace. Is that okay with you to do that?
That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do you feel the fear?
My arms.
In your arms. Great. So pull that energy into your heart. And just let it shift. The heart does that. It transforms everything. Let it shift into peace. Is the energy moving or is it staying stuck?
Yeah, it's starting to soften.
Good. And then move into your heart and move into peace. Would it be okay with you if every one of these emails that comes in complaining that you greet with peace?
Yes.
Yes.
And love.
And love.
And understanding. And I do understand.
Yeah, you do understand. We get it all.
Yeah.
But mostly, you're in charge of your emotional state, right?
Right.
It's your business.
Yeah.
And you can react with fear or you can react with peace.
Right.
And I know you'd prefer peace, right?
Yeah. And I don't want to recoil, but I do want to focus or redirect or, respect, whatever.
Respond with respect.
But I also just want to take a break,
Yes. And is it okay if you take a break?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it okay if you take a break? Actually, it's not a bad idea to wait a day.
Yeah.
To respond, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because all the energies shifts down over a day. And the one email you sent me, this woman loved you. Very clear how grateful she was for what you do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that was very sweet.
It was very sweet.
Oh, it's maybe a little rough on her. I probably should have waited to send it.
Yeah. I do suggest that, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. No, and I usually know that I need to do that.
Yeah. So right now, that fear of these other, angry emails coming in, where is that on the scale of 10 down to 0?
2.
2. So take a minute or two and it drops in half.
And do what?
And it drops in half.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You see how you're the boss here?
Yep, I'm the boss.
You're the boss. And I see it in your face. You're shifting now.
Yeah.
Is it okay if you say, yeah, this is my energy?
Yeah.
And I'm choosing peace.
Mm-hmm.
And more peace. And more peace. Is it okay with you if you just go, I can let go of that fear altogether?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And is it down to a 0 yet, or need more work?
I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah. I realize.
And how about all
Just
those
hunger.
how about all those other issues? Are they pretty much moved also, or do you want to work on something else?
I'm good for now. Thank you.
Yeah. See, as I say, you have 10 issues. You work on one, and they all shift.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
you.
Goddess, Janice.
Thank you. God. Godfather.
No, you're supposed to kiss it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But to you, I would kiss. Because you really are, Janice.
Mm-hmm.
You really are the goddess.
Yeah.
You just have that energy. And queen, you know that. It's like your domain, you are the queen.
Oh.
It's like you went for the domain of smart meters
Mm-hmm.
and 5G. And by the way, I keep getting a request to do 5G stuff.
Yeah. We'll do.
Electromagnetic pollution, so we'll do that next week sometime.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But and you can send it out to all your friends on that same list.
Exactly, and they will love me for that.
They'll love you for that, right?
Oh,
okay.
They've asked all parents not to let an infant under 1 year old be exposed to any of those
Electronic devices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Computers or anything.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to call this
Well, thank you.
a morning, and thank you for everyone who stayed on so long and so late. There's a lot of you, my goodness. And thank you all. Always an honor and privilege to be with you. So I'm going to unmute everyone and say goodbye to my friends on the phone.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful day.
Say, Mama.
Thanks for the money.
Yeah, thanks for the money.
Why not?
All right, you guys.
I feel richer already.
Much gratitude to you. Be well today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.